came from, where they have been, where they are now, and how we can move forward together with our brothers and sisters at home and abroad to inspire and elevate our country, our economy, our people, and our youth to achieve excellence and success. Roots Connections on Q, every other Wednesday night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Only on Q95, the big station.
Good evening, Dominica, the Caribbean, and the rest of the world. And welcome to another episode of Roots Connections on Q, right here on Q95, the big station. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing at this time, it is great to welcome you to another episode of Roots Connections on Q, where we feature those who are on the front line of change, since we see that the world is a place where change is the only constant. We feature the visionaries in our community, those who are on the front line, not just talking about what we ought to change for the benefit of our culture, of our people, our country, and our region, but they're doing the work. They're walking the talk, and they are preparing us to take advantage of change. They're helping us to figure out what we ought to change for the development of Dominica, and they help us to navigate the areas we should be concerned about. So again, welcome to Roots Connections on Q. I'm your host, Dr. Simone Mathieu, and this is episode number 114. And even before we get into the program this evening, I want us to send condolences to the family and friends of Jabia Paul. We heard today that remains were found, unconfirmed at this point, but remains were found that looking like it might be the remains of Jabia. So I cannot imagine, as a mom, I cannot imagine the pain that her mother and the rest of her family and her friends are going through right now after seeing this devastating realization. So at this point, all we can hope for is justice for Jabia. And so I know, like you, we will be monitoring everything that will be transpiring with Jabia and this particular case. So again, we continue to pray for Dominica, all the challenges that we face in our lovely island, and all the challenges that we hope to be able to navigate together as a community. So we have another packed program for you this evening. This evening, we are joined by a Dominica Young Entrepreneurs Club, DYEC, and they're here to tell us about this fantastic talent as such that they're doing. They're putting on a show as a talent competition. So it's a talent competition, and they're here to tell us all about that particular show. We say good evening to you, our loyal listeners on Q95 FM radio. If you're viewing us on Facebook and YouTube, on Q95 FM on Facebook and YouTube, as well as Push Past 10 on Facebook, we say welcome. We look forward to your contribution to the conversation. And if you want to also, while we're here, send condolences and prayers to the family of Jabia, we would welcome you to be able to do so, because as a community, this is very, very painful. And we have to hold strong together in this very trying time. I know there is no comfort for the family at this point, but at least they can rest assured that she's been found, because we all know what happened with Kanisha Etienne, she has not been found in the last 4 years since she's gone missing. She's assumed, it is assumed that she as well has perished. But again, there is no comfort for the family, but at least they will have a body to bury and a place to go visit Jabia. So again, our hearts are heavy and we are sad about this situation. So as always, we look forward to everyone's contribution to the program. I believe that two of our guests are having a little bit of technical difficulty, but we're going to go ahead with the program, and they will continue to make an effort to join us. So again, we're here with the Dominica Young Entrepreneurs Club, DYEC, and we're going to talk about Talent Hunt 2026, which will be held on the 22nd of August, in Dominica. So our guest this evening, Mrs. Mandisa Ducreay-Oseni, her husband Jeremiah Oseni, and Miss Adanah Ducreay. No, Miss Adanah James. Sorry, Adanah. Miss Adanah James. So let us give them a warm Roots Connections a welcome as we ask them to unmute their mics and say good evening. Just tell us a little bit about who they are, where they're joining us from, and what they're hoping to talk about this evening. So, Dana, let's start with you.
Good evening, good evening. My name is Adanah James. I'm from Marigot in Dominica. I own a small business called the Goldie Glow. We deal with everything skin concerning the body, the hair, everything. I'm happy to be on tonight to discuss a great event that will be taking place next week, Saturday. And I hope the youth are listening and in tune. If you have any questions, you will be getting answers tonight.
Excellent. Thank you. Mandisa, welcome to the program.
Yes, thank you so much. My name is Mandisa Ducreay-Oseni. As you said, I am from the community of Galio and Goodwill. So I always tell people that I am from both communities. My mom is from Galio. My father is from Goodwill. So because they were co-parenting, I was raised a little bit of both. I left Galio at a young age. I lived with my father in Goodwill, but I went back to Galio every Christmas, every summer, every break. So my roots are from both communities. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you for being here. Jeremiah, welcome. Unmute.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Jeremiah Oseni, and I'm originally from Nigeria. Um, I'm the I'm the VP on the team. Yeah. What else would you like to know about me?
Excellent. If that's what you would like to share, that's wonderful. Yes. So thank you guys. Thank you for being here, Lambi. Thank you for being here as well, showing on the console, Mr. G and the rest of the Q95 family. As always, thank you for the opportunity to be here and to be able to host this program. So again, we are here with DYEC, Dominica Young Entrepreneurs, and we're going to learn all about Talent Hunt 2026, because I think most of us can agree that our youth in Dominica are looking for opportunities. So when we speak of opportunities and the development of our youth, we have to not only speak of academics and skills, we have to also think of how can we foster their talents and their interests. So I'm happy to see that DYEC is putting on this particular show. But before we get into the Talent Hunt 2026, you guys were actually here with me, at least Mandisa was, and I think Julie Roberts maybe joined you at the time. Somebody else was with you. And you were guest on Roots Connections back in November of 2024. And we had a wonderful conversation at that time about some initiatives that you were conducting. So kind of just tell us, what is DYEC? When did you get started? Your goals, your vision, your mission? Just kind of tell us, between you and Jeremiah, kind of just tell us, why was this organization formed?
Yeah, so we were launched in 2023. We did a little bit of work prior to that. Well, at least I have a background working with young people. I have extensive experience working with young people as a guidance counselor. I have worked in the capacity of probation officer, where I represented youth at risk or young people before the courts. So I sort of took that background that I have and Jeremiah's background in technology and coding and so on, and he'll tell you more about that. And we sort of, combine those experiences, and we launched Dominica Young Entrepreneurs Club in 2023. And when we did a campaign where we approached different young people in business, and we interviewed them, learned about their business, about their journey, about their background, and we created a platform so other young people can see what they are doing, and learn from them. So once we did those interviews, we had videotaped it and we launched it on social media, and we got so much support once we launched that video. And we called Dominica Young Entrepreneurs Club not just an organization but a movement. We created this organization to provide strategic support to young people in business, and to also provide psychosocial support to youth at risk. So once we launch, we have been working very hard ever since, to really engage, to provide fruitful engagement for the young people of Dominica.
And we'll talk about some of your projects in a little bit. But Jeremiah, Mandisa talked about the role of technology. So kind of tell us how you fused technology into the DYEC movement, and why that was important.
All right, thank you. Actually, technology is very wide. So once you mention tech, it wasn't limited to like hardware or digital devices alone. This also included the use of social media,
Right.
being able to do graphic designs, graphic design, understanding the framework of the entire digital world, to be able to, propel the initiative to, to the desired, destination. So we've been trying, like, recording clips, documentary, because one thing you will notice with DYEC is that every content has a story. So we always try to document it in a way that we propagate the story properly. Like we make sure the story is well received, well understood, and it does what it's supposed to do, literally. Yeah, so that's it about technology.
Right, right, right. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the projects you've undertaken since being launched in 2023. But Adanah, you are one of the newest members you mentioned to me earlier. So why DYEC? What attracted you to this movement?
Hi. So what really attracted me to the movement was they had a symposium, think outside the box for small businesses, people who aspire to start a business or have been in the business game. I attended the event and I was wowed. It had so much information you could get for free from people that have been in the game for years, people that would teach you how to market your stuff, how to get your stuff out there, how to safeguard yourself and your business. And when I really spoke with one of the previous members I spoke with, and she introduced me to it, and she told me they are still looking for members. So if I want to join, this is a background, this is all what we are about. And it really resonated with me. And from there on, I just keep tabs on it. And when an opportunity come, and I think it was Miss I think I got a WhatsApp and they were asking if we want to take part in an event, like hosting an event, which is the talent hunt. I jump at it
Yes.
because it's very exciting, and I love to see, as a youth, I love to see people take care and help youth out there, because that is really what we need. We need the exposure, we need the help to actually propel ourselves forward.
Absolutely. And so thank you, Adanah. And Mandisa, so how many members do you have at this point? So kind of tell us about your membership, the criteria, because even in the beginning of the program, I want to make sure that we are trying to recruit more young people, because from my experience going home to Dominica, we have a lot of great young people doing some really good work in Dominica, but there's still
Mhm.
so many of our young people on the block and just being idle, lacking direction, needing guidance. So kind of just tell us how many members you have currently, what is the criteria, is there a fee? Kind of just tell us all the information that someone might need to know if they were interested in joining.
Yes, so our membership is growing, I would say. We have how would I say, inactive and active members.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I would say we have at least 28 members, probably about 17 of them are active. Others keep tabs in their own way, um, maybe make comments in the chat, or, come to our events, or maybe attend our online sessions. But it's growing. So I would say about 28 and about 16, 17 active members.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So is there an age requirement? What are the criteria to become a member?
Yes. So yeah, in order to be a member of the club, well, our age requirement is 18 to 35. For individuals that are in business, individuals that are seeking mentorship in business. So the age category is 18 to 35. But if you are over the age of 35, we have a mentorship program where we provide training for you, and we bring you on board to provide mentorship to the younger members or participants of our programs. And the younger members of our programs extend, we're looking at a younger population as well. We're looking at children from the age of 5 to 17. So we have programs for young people where we do outreach at the primary schools. We do a behavioral modification program at the secondary schools. So I would say we offer our audience, our membership ranges. But when we started off, we were looking at ages 18 to 35, which is the age, for which is, by our constitution, the age for a young person in Dominica is age 18 to 35. But we do, accept anybody over the age of 35 as a mentor. And we have programs for children ages 5 to 13, and we have programs for high schoolers, and we call it the behavioral modification program. So apart from, fostering entrepreneurship among high schoolers, we work with those that may have disciplinary issues, maybe have anger management issues, maybe considered deemed at risk by the school. And in last year, was it last year or year before? We did last year. We did a camp, and we engaged around 19 young people across various secondary schools in Dominica, like the Dominica Grammar School, the Goodwill Secondary School, the St. Martin Secondary School, ITSS on the West Coast, Isaiah Thomas Secondary School. We also had students from the Wesley High School and residents of the Operation Youthquake. So these students were all in one location, and we brought stakeholders like counselors, police officers, who came in and facilitated programs like anger management and conflict resolution, and teaching them a little bit about coding. Young people are interested in that. So, So this is some of the programs that we have for our high schoolers. And even after the behavioral modification camp, we did, follow-ups with the families, and we provided parenting sessions for the parents of the children who participated in the program.
Yeah, and I think that is absolutely amazing what you're doing. I'm just going to be honest because so many times our clubs and our organizations focus on one aspect of youth development, but it seems like you're taking this very holistic approach where you recognize that some
Yes,
of our young people are struggling. Some of our young people are struggling
yes,
because, some of them have discipline problems, some of them do have anger management problems, and we see what that has resulted in, unfortunately, in some of our young men who have taken the lives of other young men in Dominica because of anger and other issues.
yes,
So I'm very happy to hear that you're going beyond just skills and talents, but you're also looking at the
mhm,
psychosocial aspect of the
mhm.
needs
Yes,
of our young people.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
we are. Yes, we are. And
Mhm.
for the behavioral modification program, when recommendations were made by the schools, uh, the principals recommended quite a bit of students with disciplinary issues and so on, but they also recommended to us young people with challenges in academics. So we had to, kind of put together something, where they can feel motivated, where we can kind of assess where they're struggling academically and provide support where needed. We have
Mhm.
tutors that are trained in who can provide support in CSEC and so on. So CXC classes and so on. So we provided that environment to even provide support academically to our young people.
Hmm. Yeah, excellent. So I was going to go to Jeremiah. Notice his camera is off. Jeremiah, if you can hear us, I wanted us to talk about the Think Outside the Box symposium. So, Adanah, let me come to you because you attended that particular symposium. So tell us about your experience, and then Mandisa, I'll come back to you to find out if it was executed and the outcome was what you wanted it to be. But Adanah, tell us about your experience with the Think Outside the Box symposium, because when we were in touch in 2024, we were talking about that symposium. So tell us about your experience.
Okay, so I had a really good experience with it. In terms of organization, I think that it was a well brought forward event. First of all, the persons who were presenting and who were actually giving us points, they were able to display it, right? So not only were they telling us, they were showing us, they were giving examples. We had a opportunity to socialize with more than one small business owners. We get to learn, we get to share a lot of contacts. Especially, I got a contact from a videographer, a guy. He
Mhm.
normally does now, he does my graphic design and so on. And I met him that day in that event. So I'm so happy about that. I also met another brand that does skincare as well. She does more of like oils for the hair and massage and so on. So I really love that I could meet other people just like me. So I know I'm not just the only person in it. We also talk about our experience, the struggles we have of a small business in Dominica, our strong points, ways we can help one another in terms of if you need to print some stuff, if you need to get labeling done, the little cheat codes of the industry. Um, we also got to meet a lot of people outside just working in small business. We get a whole rundown on AI, how to use AI to propel our business forward, because right now it's all about social media and you putting your business out there. So we got a lot of points on that, which I think was great as well, because advertising your business is one of the greatest things, especially if you want your business to go forward outside of Dominica, if you want to meet people outside of Dominica. Advertising, having the right content, knowing what to put out and what not to put out. So
Mhm.
overall, I had a great experience. I look forward to any more events that will be hosted now that I'm a member. I know I'll be getting the insight and the scoops, but I look forward to it. Had a great time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so if you're listening, we're having some technical issues with both Jeremiah and Mandisa. They're in the same household, so it looks like their internet connection is not very stable. So we'll continue with Adanah for now. Jeremiah, can you hear me? He's on, but his camera is off, his mic is off. So I think he's trying to help Mandisa at this point. But let me ask you, can you tell us some of the presenters that presented at the symposium, Adanah, and kind of what did you learn from them in particular?
Okay. I don't remember all the presenters because
Okay.
I had to leave early on because I am from Marigot and it was being held at UWE Open Campus in Roseau. So I had to leave pretty early. So I did not even get to see everybody or talk to everybody. But one of the presenters were people from it had a few people from DBS Radio, the media. Yes. And it also had, trying to remember his name, he taught us about insurance, right? How to insure our business and ourselves. We were supposed to have Miss Jody. She was supposed to join us, but she did not get to join. She was out of the country at that time. So those most of the presenters that I got to see at that time because I left earlier.
Okay, let me jump on Mandisa and Jeremiah real quick before the internet gives.
Sorry about that. Yeah, we're having some technical issues on our side. I really apologize for that.
Yes. So either one of you can take this question. We just want to get more information about the symposium and if you thought it was successful. Tell us some of the presenters that were part of the symposium, how many attendees. So just give us a general sense of what the Think Outside the Box 2024 symposium covered and what has transpired since then.
So if we're on 2024, because we've had a second symposium, we had a symposium in 2025. So, but if you're, if we're on 2020, if we're on 2024, that was one of our very first symposium. It was successful. We had Dr. Mary Grogan as one of the presenters. She worked at Ross University when Ross University was here in Dominica, but she's back in Canada. And she has a master's degree in counseling, and she did a presentation on conflict resolution in the workplace. And Rihanna Patterson also presented, and she did a presentation on something related to the youth and leadership. And we had another gentleman from Barbados. Jeremiah might remember his name. A very interesting name. From Barbados.
Akhenaton Burrows.
Excuse me?
His name is Akhenaton Burrows.
Yes, Akhenaton Burrows had a dynamic presentation. And we had a panel too. We had local entrepreneurs on a panel, individuals like Sadrach Burton, Kalisha Aaron, Christiana Paul, Mr. Robert Tong. So we had a panel of local entrepreneurs as well. And the audience was able to engage with them, ask them questions, whatever questions that they wanted. And so it was a very interesting forum. It was a whole day forum, and it was very interesting, our very first symposium. But we had a symposium in 2025, and it was a different theme altogether. This time we were looking at digital currency. And we had Adela Tulo. She's an attorney, a lawyer, and she came to Dominica and really sensitized whoever was there and the public, because that symposium was carried live by DBS Radio. And she sensitized everybody on Bitcoin.
All right, let's give her a minute to see if she will come back.
And what that means for developing countries like Dominica, what that means for the banking system, what that means for young entrepreneurs. So she really dissected that topic on digital currency, and it was good. It was a very, very
Yeah,
dynamic. Yeah.
yeah. Let me jump to Jeremiah real quick. Hopefully, the internet. Let's cross our fingers and not even call its name, so it will behave. But Jeremiah, one of the concerns we all have is the engagement of our young men in Dominica. More and more, we are seeing our young women leading the way and thriving, and we are getting the sense that it's a little bit more difficult to engage our young men. Was any of either of the symposium successful in that sense? Did we see? And he's gone. So, Mandisa, I'll throw the questions to you. What was the audience, the population between the male and female population at the symposium? Because again, we have those concerns that our young men are not as easily to engage. You're muted.
Use my window to answer.
Yeah, I think you guys should probably just stay in the same room. Oh gosh, no. The camera's on. Can you guys hear us?
Sorry, what's the question?
Yeah, just stay in the same room. I think that will help. So the concern about the young men not being as engaged. So were you able to attract at both of the symposium, were you able to attract a population of young men to this symposium?
Yes, for which of the symposium?
Both of them?
Yes, we were, because of the topics what we were speaking about, right? So the first symposium was about the digital conflict resolution. Sorry, so it was about conflict resolution, and the second one was about digital economy. So I think these topics are very like cogent topics when it comes to like young people, because young people need help with conflict, resolving conflict, and young people are also more tech savvy, digital savvy. So this was surrounding those, those topics, and young people wanted to hear about this, so they came through, especially young men.
Right. Now, did you have an opportunity to get a sense of some of the concerns of the young people? What are some of the challenges that they're speaking on, that they might need some guidance, some direction? Any concerns that have been shared with you guys, just in general, beyond the symposium, that you would like to share on?
Challenges. Well, money is one of the
Yep.
challenges.
Yep. Absolutely.
Finance is one of the challenges. Then another challenge is how would I say, um background,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the background of everybody is different. So that says a lot about the mentality, the orientation, and other things. So um upbringing, same thing as background, environmental, like economical, as in, you know, uh, jobs,
Yeah.
uh, other things, ability to be able to, feed,
Mm-hmm.
oneself or work, because we all know what the education system is like. When you finish college, it's go and work. And the thing is, the question is, how many people can actually get work? How many
Mm-hmm.
people actually get something to do? Even people that actually go to university, you
Mm-hmm.
know, how many of them actually get something to do
Mm-hmm.
and, in the country? So these are the
Yeah.
situations, we
Yeah, and
face.
I wanna commend you guys for the important work that you're doing. And again, if you join us late, we're here with Dominica Young Entrepreneurs Club at DYEC, and they're telling us all about the important work that they're doing with young people in Dominica, not only to build their skills and talent, but also surrounding psychosocial support for our young people. So I think you ought to be commended for the work that you're doing, because, for example, what you're doing is you're showing the young people role models, right?
Mhm.
People that who may have come from similar backgrounds from them, and now they're successful. So that tells them that if, Peter A, whatever his name might be, came from where I came from, and now look at what he's doing, then I too stand a chance of being just as successful. Have you guys thought about that? The role models that you're providing for our young people?
Yes, I like that you said that. So what we're doing is we actually providing mentorship for them. That's one of
Mm-hmm.
the services we offer at the club. Provide mentorship for them. We connect them. So we literally like the bridge, you know, between what they would want, what they desire, what they want to be, or what they will aspire to be. You understand? And them. So we bridge in that gap. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, we know that for you to make it in life, unquote, be successful, you actually do need to follow certain blueprints. Do you understand? So, and some people don't know, they're not disciplined enough to follow through these blueprints. However, they need a mentor, somebody they could easily, attach themselves to or use as a motivation, for them to reach where they want to reach. And this is very important. You see, mentorship is very, very important. You'll be
Absolutely.
so surprised how influence actually controls people's daily lives. An influencer, that's why they call them influencer. They could just come online, say something, and influence thousands, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
an influencer, for example, could be a mentor. You understand? Because people look up to them, right? People look up to them, people follow them. So if, for example, you as a mentor, you're misleading your following, your
Right.
fans,
That's
you
exactly what
understand?
I was thinking.
Yeah. Yes, it's gonna really affect the society. You understand? So we are collecting a group of positive minded, you know, positive focused, oriented people, mentors as well, so that they can guide the young ones, the youth, guide them the right way, the right
Mhm.
path.
Yeah, so let me come to Adana because were you able to take advantage of connecting? You talk about the videographer before, but were you able to connect with someone who might be a potential mentor, someone who can guide you with your skincare line, the Goldie Glow? Were you able to connect with someone?
Um, in my field, no, but I
Okay.
was able to connect with someone that gave me great advice as a young lady in business.
Mhm.
She let me know you should, the way you carry yourself, your appearance, and the way
Yep,
you show yourself to people matters. Education
absolutely.
matters. Absolutely matters. Education is big on that. Your character and how you present yourself to people matters, especially if you have a business which is a service which is in the service industry. The type of service you give people also matters for your business. So yes, that's
Mhm.
the person I actually connected with. um
I wanted to add
she used
something.
to
So
work
sorry.
Yeah,
she used to work
one
in
second, Jeremiah.
no problem. She used
No,
to
go
Yeah.
ahead.
work in the service industry, so doing spas and so on. So she let me know. She gave me some breakdown on advices about your attitude, your type of attitude you have, even though you're not speaking or you're not interacting with someone, the type of attitude you have when you walk into the room, people normally look at that as well. So yes.
Yes, and that is an area we are so lacking in Dominica. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people like posting on social media or speaking to someone, and they say, these young people, they show up to drop a job application and they're in their flip flops and shorts
Yes. Oh my
Mm.
gosh.
walking into a business. So Mandisa and Jeremiah, is that an area, business acumen, is that an area that you have been able to touch on? You think it's important? Because again, you can have all the skills and the talents, but if you're not presenting yourself in a way that is professional, in a way that represents you correctly, the doors to that opportunity are going to close to you. What are you guys' thoughts?
Yeah, we've been doing online webinars. Even at
Good.
the camp, right? We did this. We have the kids. We had about 18 kids, 18 students from different high schools. We taught them about confidence. We let them know that the way you dress is the way you are addressed. You understand?
Amen.
So
Ooh, I
when
love it. Oh,
so
say it
when you
again. Say it again, Jeremiah. Say it again slowly. For those in
slowly,
the back, say
I
it.
said the way you dress is the way you are addressed, right? So you cannot go to a job application looking like you're going to apply for a bank job, and you dress like a plumber. You understand? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't match. You understand? You nobody is gonna see you fitting in that job. But when you dress like it, you look sharp, you look everything. Sometimes you've already got the job before you even open your mouth and talk, because you look like it already. You understand? So anything that comes out of your mouth, just compliment it. So it makes it easier for you to get what you want.
Yeah.
So all that is
Yeah.
very important. All that is very
Mhm.
important. Confidence,
Yep.
uh, um, having a good level of how would I say, being able to package whatever you're selling properly, and that's one
Mhm.
thing a lot of people do not know how to do. Yeah, I was going to interrupt Miss Adanah James earlier on, so I'm just going to say it now. Miss
Mhm.
Adina,
Adina.
she's been with us for a while. She's been so supportive. She's been very positive. She's a strong, very very strong part of the team, right? She have access to a lot of other, opportunities with the club. So, but because we just, took off not long, so everything is just growing. So it's just going to grow into what it's going to be eventually. So let's say Miss Adina wants certain services or certain connection or certain links or certain, you know, uh, brand ideas, or she want to rebrand different things. We have that. We offer all these services. Everything is available to her, literally. You understand, because she's a member of the club and she's been supportive and so on and so forth. So this is the kind of network that we're building, right? We're building a network where people know how to properly sell, like package what they're selling properly, right? If you go in a store and you see something nice, you want to buy it,
Mhm.
you know. But when you go in the store and the thing doesn't even look attractive, doesn't look that attractive, you might
Mhm.
look at it and say, "What's that now?" And you watch it and watch it and watch it. Yeah, and then you might just drop it, or you might just say, "I don't know what's that." But when it's looking nice, you're like, "What?" You want to know, you understand?
Right.
And then
And now, and now keep in mind, we're not saying there's anything wrong with plumbers, right? So I just want
no,
to
no,
make
no,
sure
no, 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 no,
we're
nothing
not
is
saying,
wrong.
but
No,
if you are
but the
not
wrong,
inclined to
yeah.
be a plumber, don't. And let me give you a very quick example of
Mhm.
why what we're talking about matters, because a lot of our young people say, but what is the problem? I just going to drop up an application. Why can I go in my shorts and my flip-flops? When a Dana came on the screen, I immediately knew she was about her business. Okay? She
You
was
can tell,
early.
right?
I
You can see the
asked, I,
golden glow.
I asked everybody, and of course we have folks listening on the radio, so I will explain carefully. I asked everyone to log in early. Dana was early. Not only was she
Mm,
early, her lights was ready, her mic was ready. She is
mhm,
beautifully dressed. So if you're listening on the radio, you're not looking on Facebook or YouTube, Dana is wearing a gold, it looks like a silk top, right?
mm,
She has beautiful makeup on. She is wearing her beautiful African braids because she's clearly an African princess.
mhm,
And in my mind, when I saw her, I immediately said, this is a young woman about her business. I have had this program going on for 5 years now. I send the same email to everyone who comes on the program. And I say
mm,
to everyone, I don't tell folks how to dress, but I say to everyone, this is going to be carried live on Q95 radio and on Facebook and YouTube. And I highlight Facebook and YouTube, which means video. I even put video in the comments. And
mhm,
you will be surprised. I have young ladies come on this program with t shirts on. And
mm,
luckily, if they happen to log in earlier, I will literally say, can you go change your
Change
top?
it.
Because the world, Q95 is an international radio station. The
Mhm.
world is going to be seeing you. Is that really how you want to represent your brand?
Present yourself.
And
Mhm.
luckily they're open to the feedback. But immediately, first impressions are so important because as soon
Matters.
as the video popped onto the screen, I said her background, if you're not looking on YouTube and Facebook, she has a nice background where she used like, block colors with
Mhm.
curtains to make it
Yeah.
look, she doesn't, you don't have to be in the studio, but at least she was mindful enough to say, hey, thousands of people are going to see me. So let me make sure. So, Adanah, your thoughts on that? Did you put some thoughts into your parents this evening? Because I think not enough of our young people are thinking about first impressions. Your thoughts?
I like to tell people my brand is me actually
Yep.
being me. So it's not just me selling a product to anybody, it's just me trying to get money out of you. I'm also selling how I would like to be addressed and how I
Mhm.
want other young women to carry themselves. Because if you want to be in an industry where you speak into people, where you want people to look up to you, how you carry yourself, how you speak, all matters, right?
Yeah.
You want to walk into a room and pitch your business to someone. First thing they're going to look at is your appearance.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's the first thing, how you look, how you carry yourself. No matter how we like to say these days, um, I'm my own me, I'm dressing for me, I'm living for me. That's not the real mindset we should be
Mhm.
using
We
as
should
young
be, we
people
should,
out there.
yeah, cultivate.
We
Yeah.
True.
should be
So,
thinking
so,
about, we should also be thinking about the type of presence we put out there for people. So I
mhm.
am very big on that.
Yeah,
Very
because
big on
you
the type of
you
impression.
because
Going
you
back.
never know who is looking. And I say
Exactly.
that also because I have seen the reverse. You're in the beauty business. So how can you be in the beauty business and you're not showing up as beautiful? Because I have
Exactly.
seen it and I've actually tried reaching out to that person and unfortunately she didn't accept the feedback very well because she is in the hair care business. You're selling hair products but every time you're on Facebook, your hair is a mess.
Yes,
Am
yes.
I going to go to a hairdresser? I mean, I do my own hair, but am I going to go to a hairdresser who hair and her hair is not appropriately done? No, because that is what you're selling. So Mandisa, soft skills. I think I cannot speak for the schools in Dominica, but are we lacking in the area of soft skills such as a parent, like Adana said, attitude. It takes just a little bit of something and our young people snap. I've been to Dominica, I go to Dominica all the time, and I'm just amazed at how little it takes for a young person to just snap and just respond in the most offensive ways. Again, we're not speaking about everyone, but we're talking about the need for improvement. So soft skills, Mandisa, your thoughts?
Yeah, this is something that we are doing with our behavioral modification program.
Mhm.
And also, when we do online webinars for our members and for the public, we try to incorporate topics like that. Uh, as far as I know, with the Ministry of Education in Dominica, there is the Health and Family Life Education that should be covering topics like that. And I have a little information that there is they are trying to introduce psychosocial development as a topic as well, although that is still in the pipeline. But as for me, with my background, I am also a community mediator, and sometimes I'm asked to come into the schools and do topics on psychosocial development. And so on. But yeah, that is definitely needed. And for us as a club, these are some of the things that we want to look at when we put together the behavioral modification programs or any programs that we're doing for young people.
Yeah, I'm loving this conversation because it's so important, everything that you're covering. And guys, we see you on Facebook. Keep the comments coming. I'm going to come to you in a little bit. So keep the comments coming. We're always happy that you're joining us. But let us also talk about, you had a gala, a fundraising gala. So, the last time we were in touch was 2024. So I keep going back because I like when our guests can come back and update us to let us know what they've been up to since the last time we were in touch. And I'm very happy to see that you guys are still going strong, because I have to tell you, there's several organizations that I've spoken back in the past, and they're no longer in operation. So I also want to touch on, how do you keep all of this going? Are you guys paid? Are you guys receiving funding? How are you keeping all of this going? So tell us about your fundraising efforts since 2024.
Yes, so we've tried we've tried so many things, in 2025 last year. Well, 2024, we got, support here and there from corporate companies. We did a lot of the work out of pocket as well. And in 2025, we applied, well, the year before, we applied for funding through UNESCO, and it was approved. So we were able to run some of the programs that we did in 2025, like the behavioral modification program, the symposium, some online webinars that we did. We also had a 3-quarter newsletter, and we were able to do that with some funding from UNESCO in 2025. But other than that, we sometimes engage college students. We get some of our members. We go. We open up a table. We sell cupcakes. We sell pies. We sell banana bread, and we do a little cake sale. Sometimes that helps us to run our programs, because even when we have to put ads on social media so that our young people can see what we're doing, we have to pay for these ads, so there's so many expenses that go towards putting together the things that we do. And now we are doing the DYEC Talent Hunt, which is a fundraising initiative, and the very first talent hunt in Dominica.
Yeah, so and I want to make sure we give a lot of time to cover that. So we will go back to that in just a little bit. But considering all the great work that you're doing for youth development in Dominica, have you reached out to the Ministry of Education? Are they on board to support some of the work? Because you are carrying a lot of the responsibility of our youth development. And I see Lambi is nodding, and it's true. It is really, you guys have taken on this tremendous task. And I'm sure it is a labor of love, because many of our people do these clubs and these organizations out of a labor of love. But partnerships, have you received any support from the Ministry of Education or any other organizations that can help you with this wonderful work?
Well, we hope to be able to partner. We have been able to work with the schools through the cooperation of the principals of the school. So the principal is the head of the school, and they also can give permission to carry out, or to recommend. They can recommend some of the students that participated in our programs, and of course, we need parental consent. But we are when we got funding from UNESCO. Our disperser was the Ministry of Education, but we hope to foster a better relationship with the Ministry of Education. We have put together some proposals with them, and we are still awaiting a response on that, because we would like to have a business proposal competition at the secondary schools around Dominica, and once a young person can give a really great proposal, we have a team of experts that can review it. We would like to, give recognition to that student and to the school. And this is one of the initiatives that we have um, going, and we are engaging the Ministry of Education to make this happen. So we hope to foster a better relationship and a long-term relationship with the Ministry of Education so that we can continue to do what we're doing with DYEC.
Yeah, and one of the things I pride myself on, the main thing I pride myself on with Roots Connections is the ability to create strategic alliances, right? Who is already doing some of the work that can connect with the next organization so that we can have an even greater impact. So immediately, GEMS Foundation came to mind. That is an organization headed by Mr. Philip Nassif, and we have had the pleasure of having them on Roots Connections. And I know that they do the competition for the new entrepreneurs, best in entrepreneurship. But you guys can be the foundation, right? The foundation of helping to grow and develop these entrepreneurs so now they can qualify for the GEMS Foundation. Because unfortunately in Dominica, I heard over and over again that a lot of people are walking in the spirit of scarcity instead of the spirit of abundance. So a lot of people are afraid to share and to collaborate because they're always concerned that this person is going to steal my idea. So why would I share with them? First of all, have you had that experience? And second of all, have you thought about an organization like GEMS and the potential to collaborate with them? And then, guys, we're going to go to the phone, take some comments, and then we're going to come and talk about the talent. So we haven't forgotten, we're here to talk about a talent show, but everything else we're talking about is also very important. Yes, Mandisa.
Yes, so of course, that is something that we can meet with our executive, and see, maybe contact whoever is coordinating GEMS, whoever are members of the GEMS Foundation board. So we can liaise, we can, and collaborate with them and see how we can continue to do what we're doing with entrepreneurs and get them prepared for that. In fact, we have a member that contacted us and we were able to work closely with that member to prepare an application for GEMS. So, we are already, doing that in that sense. Because we were able to help that young person kind of prepare, so we would probably in the future want to continue to do that kind of preparation for our members so that they can be a successful candidate for the GEMS Foundation competition.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about collaboration. And you did mention that it's very costly to advertise. So I'm already putting the offer in that if you guys need to advertise, I will absolutely do it for free for you as my contribution to the great work that you're doing on Facebook. I have something like 20,000 followers, right? So it's not maybe Emo and 100 and almost 200,000 followers, but 20,000 is better than nothing. And we can also put it on other platforms that I manage as well. So anything you need to advertise, feel free. I will be more than happy to advertise it for you on social media. But we are now at the 9 p.m. hour mark. And so we're going to go over to the studio to Mr. Lambie so he can give out the phone numbers. Again, if you joined us late, we're here with Dominica Young Entrepreneurs Club, DYEC. We're talking about the Talent Hunt 2026, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But we're also talking about all the great work that they're doing to support the development of our young people, both in terms of skills and talents, but also in terms of psychosocial support. So Lambie, let's come over to you to invite the callers to call in.
Roots and Q, taking your calls. The numbers are coming up. 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097, 616-4257. Those are the local numbers to connect. The overseas or international number is 305-432-9624. Let me run those one more time. 449-3095, 3095, 449 3096, 449 3097, 616 4257, 305 432 9624. Back to you, Simon.
Thank you, Lambi. So let's go over to Facebook and YouTube. We see David Langcross. Good evening, everyone. Phil, St. George. Phil, nice to see you as always. Good evening, everyone. Blessings. And he says, good vibes. I love to see the young people doing their thing. Keys Philip is tuned in. Phil also says, kudos to the panelists. Keep up the good work. And he continues, it's nice to hear the investment of our youth. Awesome. Devante Robinson, that should be an area. Let's see what he says or she says. Not sure if it's a he or she. It's most important to emphasize on the importance of custom demeanor when going out there, not only to the youth 16 or less, but generally. Even addressing the appropriations one should display even when having a job. All right, I'm not sure what you're saying, Devante. Maybe you want to try again. And then Phil says, first impressions matter. So guys, thank you for being here. If you're here and you're watching quietly on Facebook or YouTube and you want to be acknowledged, just say good evening and say where you are logging in or you're watching from, because we're having a great, important conversation. So let's jump right into the talent show that you guys have coming up. Is it next Saturday? Yes. So why a talent hunt 2026, Jeremiah? Oh, can't hear you. I think your headset is not working. You're unmuted, but I can't hear you. All right, Mandisa, you want to try? Why talent hunt 2026?
Yes, so as an executive, we started off by kind of brainstorming what would be the next fundraiser. What activity can we do to raise funds so that we can continue the programs that we are doing. So we thought we had so many things on the table. We thought of a brunch, a dinner, and then we came up with the talent hunt. Jeremiah pitched that to the executive board. We listened, looked at the details, and thought, why not? We should explore that. That should be a great opportunity for us to continue to foster young people and their talents and skills. And what way to better do that through a talent hunt?
Jeremiah, let's try again. Try to unmute and see if it works.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. So why talent hunt? Why did you come up with that idea?
Good question. Talent. The reason why I came up with the talent hunt idea was because we were thinking of a fundraising activity for the club, because we have a bunch of activities we normally do. So like in the beginning of the year, although we do webinars all year round, but at the beginning of the year we do a lot of informational webinars, and then summertime around July, so we do the symposium, and then we had the camp for the first time last year due to the intervention of UNESCO, because we had some UNESCO partnership. So we did a camp first time last year. We were also thinking of starting to do maybe annual or biannual youth awards, you know. So and all these things takes money, it takes a lot of finance, and most of the time is out of our pockets. you know we get maybe in kind sponsorship here and there, but we appreciate the sponsorships, but most of the time you spend money to set up this event, you pay for venue, your logistics, you speakers, and so on and so forth. You have to pay them, right? So we actually do need funding. So I fought thoroughly and figured we actually need to raise funds while also empowering the youth, you know. So we want to do like want to use one stone to kill two birds, literally. So I thought about creative industry. I'm like the creative industry is a bit is going well, is going good. There's a spark, you understand, in the creative
Mhm.
industry. But now I feel there's a lot of recycling going on. The young talents are not being properly mentored, they're not being properly nurtured, and a lot of them just fall off and pick up something else that's probably making money right now or probably working for them right now. And then the dream of becoming a superstar or the vision of becoming a superstar dies. And I hear this a lot that Dominica is a land where dream dies, especially young people dreams. So I'm like, that shouldn't be a slogan. That shouldn't be a motto. That shouldn't be a saying. That, let's eradicate that negative, future. Let's start talking more optimistic, positive. See now we can create a community of empowered youth, a community of empowered youth where people can actually venture out and do anything they want to do, no limits. Because I'm gonna draw this illustration from I Show Speed. I Show Speed started off as a regular internet user, and then he's like, "Yo, I can show the world this and this and this and that. Let me put it together." And I started making something. How can I monetize it? So it just started from having a phone. So that means if someone like I Should Speed can think of using his phone to gather so much wealth, so much influence, you understand? That means there's no limit to what you as a person could do. The sky is the starting point. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's put on a talent show to actually find out talent. And I traveled recently, so I made certain connections in Jamaica, even met like African, people, even in Barbados. So I've made this connection all around, so international, regional. So if we really want to export creatives, we have the structure to export creatives and actually help them empower themselves. They can actually stand on their own. So we're not getting into any serious thing with like record label. We're just trying to help you or help your talented individuals discover themselves properly and then start taking their career serious. So I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, let's do that.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
one.
So I'll come back to you. So,
Right.
so Adanah, tell us why your interest in the Talent Hunt 2026. Is that the first project that you're undertaking with DYEC, and why your interest?
Yes, this is my first ever project taking under with them. I am interested in this one, quite frankly, because I have a lot of people in my family who sings, who dances, who know how to act, and it's just the right audience. The right audience and the right chance they need. So that's why I am posting a lot, I'm sharing a lot, and I'm trying my best, even though I'm part of the committee, to still outside of it, to still contribute as much as I can because it's a great initiative. I cannot
Mhm.
sing, but I love singing. I cannot sing. If I wish I could sing, I would definitely take part in it. But yes.
Oh,
Yeah, neither can I. So then tell us some of the categories, because I'm hoping that everyone listening will share it, because we have so much talent in Dominica. We are
Yes.
overflowing with talent in Dominica. And, Jeremiah, it's so sad because I have heard people say that Dominica is where dreams die. And that is just so sad and unfortunate. And so we kind of have to reverse that stigma that young people are accepting, because unfortunately it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So when you tell yourself there's nothing for me in Dominica, guess what you're going to work towards? Nothing. But if you say to me yourself, there are opportunities in Dominica, guess what you're going to work towards? Opportunities.
Yeah.
So, Adanah, tell us some of the categories in the talent show, what the response has been, people signing up, all that good stuff about the talent show.
Okay, so we have three categories in the talent show. We have the comedy and drama, we have the music, and we have a dance. We have a lot of positive feedbacks on the music, and for the dance as well, there is a big group for that. So I'm looking forward to the big group and how they'll be performing, because I love performance on based on groups, how they carry themselves, how sing they are in when it comes to singing or dancing or acting. The feedback has been good, very, very good. We are in a group with some of the participants, with most of the participants, and they are so upbeat about it based on the response, how the response to us asking questions, daily motivation, and so on. They are very upbeat and very in high spirits about it. So I think we are going to have a good show for sure.
Yeah, and how many people do you have in each category so far? Do you know?
You may have to go to
Uh,
Jeremiah. He can give us more in-depth information on
yeah,
that.
because I think the deadline to register has passed, right? Because I think the deadline to register has passed, so you kind of just working with the people. But I have a very important question, because I know it's a question that's on the mind of our audience, especially as it relates to the music. Do you know what I'm gonna ask? Is any genre of music allowed, including nasty business?
That's a very good question.
I know it is. And that's what my audience is thinking.
um, Actually, because we're trying to make um, the event family friendly, family oriented. We are encouraging clean music, you know, clean music, because talent or creativity is not measured by how derogatory or how would I say it? I don't want to use any because I don't want to bounce anybody's also. I mean, nasty business is a how would I say it? Is a subgenre under the genre. Do you understand? So like we
Hmm.
have bouyon music, we are
Hmm.
under bouyon music, we have the conscious bouyon, we have all kind of bouyon. Um, we have people that can mix soca bouyon, bouyon soca, whatever they call it. Some people can mix Afro bouyon. Some people have clean gospel bouyon, right? I heard about this gospel bouyon,
Hmm.
and different. And then we have the nasty business, right? So, but for this type of show, for this type of event, we're encouraging clean music. You understand? So nasty business is for the adults. You understand? So when they're doing the adults and the stuff, okay, fine. You're adults. You grown. You know what you're doing. You understand? So, but this
Absolutely.
is a family friendly event. This
Good.
we're trying to bring the young. When you're talking about young people, you're talking from age 10, even
Hmm.
younger than that. You know, and
Hmm.
up. So we want to. When we're talking about mentorship, you understand? We need to mentor
Right.
them properly. We need to set the example.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm very happy to hear that. So
So
will you
nasty
guys,
business is
right?
not and is not an option.
Right, right. Absolutely, I agree. So will you guys know in advance what every performer is going to do? Because I would highly recommend you're seeing the act, the song, the dance, the comedy
Oh
skits to make
yes,
sure it is
we
family
we
friendly
did.
in advance.
Yes, remember we did this audition. So
Okay.
like we had every contestant submitted their audition. So we listened
Hmm.
to it. You understand? I mean not us, but the judges, because we have a selected judges listen to them,
Hmm.
and then they were selected, right? So out of the number of registration, I think we selected about 15 or 16. 16. We
Hmm.
selected 16 contestants. So out of the 16, we made sure all the contents are are good and clean, yes,
Mm-hmm.
based on the judge's discretion. And then we're communicating with each contestant, putting them on that wavelength, letting them know, okay, this is clean music, clean music. Even if you have nasty tracks, clean music, prepare
Mm-hmm.
your clean music. So we're definitely gonna know all this the performances. We will know the songs they're gonna be using before the show. We're gonna be screening it. We're gonna be, because we have to share with we're doing our work, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't want to give
absolutely.
too much
Yeah.
information.
So
Yeah.
so let me share.
Yeah.
I actually have the flyer. So let me share the flyer. Let me know if you can see it on the screen. You guys can see the flyer. Yeah, and let me
Yes,
also
yes.
say, I forgot to do this in the beginning, but let me also say good evening to the young guy who reached out to me on Facebook. His name is listed as coded D. So I want to thank him because he was the one. I'm assuming he's a member of DYEC.
Yeah, that's me.
That's
Yeah, I
Jeremiah.
was wondering. I was wondering. I was sitting there thinking, I'm looking at that picture and I'm wondering if that is Jeremiah. So Jeremiah, thanks for reaching out on Facebook.
Yeah.
You were really good with communicating and keeping me up to date with everything. So we're looking at the flyer right now. Of course, we have folks listening on the radio, so we want to be very mindful of that. So the flyer says DYEC Talent Hunt 2026. So again, guys, registration is closed at this point. But if you have some young people or not so young people, you're looking for a great opportunity to get out and enjoy some clean family fun. No people with, half of their behinds outside twerking, like I saw recently in an event that I will not be calling the name. But if you're looking for some clean summer fun for the entire family, so it is going to be August 22nd. That is next Saturday from 5 p.m. at the factory. That's going up to Baffin State, my home area. And then tell us about the entrance prices and also the price for winning the show. So tell us about the prices.
Okay, good question. I was about to chip in. I don't know. I'll let the president talk because I've been talking so long. Go ahead.
Yeah, so everybody who participates, all our contestants, um, no one will leave empty handed, if I can say it that way. uh, we will have a winner. And a lot of people are asking, are you going to have a second place or a third place? So the second place and the third place prizes is determined based on our partnerships, our sponsorships, because the event is next week, but we are literally still negotiating with our potential sponsors. But the winner definitely, like AGT, like America Got Talent, Britain Got Talent, Canada Got Talent. The winner takes the grand prize. And we want to do a big, how would I say, announcement of that grand prize on social media. uh, and that will be coming out sometime this week. But there is a cash prize, and everybody all contestants are expected to live with something. We have sponsorships from various businesses that are offering gift packages, gift certificates. So every participant will live with that. And also on the night of the show, after the 16 young people or contestants perform, we will have a second round on that night. And 8 individuals will be shortlisted. So the night of the show is somewhat what you call a semi-final segment and a final. So all 16 participants will perform, and then there will be a final where 8 young people are shortlisted. So we expect everybody, we want to recognize everybody, and we will. And So everybody will at least go with a gift package and a trophy. And the winner gets a cash prize, which will be announced on our social media handles next week. We will
Yeah, so
also
guys,
have,
make
mhm,
sure, and we'll give out the social media as well towards the end.
yeah,
But make sure if you're not already doing so, you follow Push Person, because I too, Jeremiah, of course, when you know that information, if you have a little video clip or something, you know how to reach me now. So you can always send
Yeah,
it to me,
definitely,
and I'll be happy
definitely.
to share it as well. But tell us about, you were going to say something else, Mandisa. Go ahead.
yeah. I was also saying that we also will have the People's Choice Award, and so that's a special award for the contestant that had the most support and the most votes from their supporters and their fans and friends and family, or the most votes from the audience. Okay, and we have started the voting process for the People's Choice Award already. So our 16 contestants, they are on our social media pages, and if you know them, you're familiar with their work and their artistry, you can go onto our Facebook page and vote for them, and
Tell us,
that is important
tell
for
us,
their journey.
yeah, tell us the Facebook page so we can already start sharing
Yes,
it, because the time runs out quickly.
Dominica, Dominica Young Entrepreneurs Club, Dominica Young Entrepreneurs Club, that's our Facebook page,
On
and
Facebook,
our,
yes.
yes, and our Instagram page is DOMYEC underscore.
All right, let me write this down.
DOMYEC underscore.
DOMEC underscore. DOMYEC underscore on Instagram.
That's Instagram.
All right, so I'm just typing it
And
in the chat right now while you're talking. So go ahead.
we also have a TikTok,
Uh-huh.
Dominica Young Entrepreneurs Club as well.
Okay, so Facebook and TikTok. You can continue talking about
On
the.
TikTok, on for the TikTok, you can just type D capital in caps DYEC.
Okay.
DYEC in
All
caps. You
right.
will
So
find it.
while I'm doing this, tell us about the entrance price and everything else we need to know while I'm typing this information.
Oh yeah, so the
The
ticket
ticket
price,
prices.
that free prices, the children prices, that's for ages 13 and below, is
You
25
mean the
EC.
tickets?
The ticket
Yeah.
prices, yes.
Yeah. Ticket
The
prices.
25 EC is for children 13 years and below. The 45 EC is the general admit, which is for adults, and that's if you buy the ticket before the show, before the event, before the day. Sorry, but it's 50 EC if you show up at the door.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
so yeah, that's it.
And
Um,
how are ticket sales have been going so far?
Yeah, for we've not we decided not to reach out to our ticket outlets as yet, but it's been going
Mm-hmm.
okay so far. People are showing interest, right? A lot of people we spoke to are interested, and it sounds like people are really interested in it. People, because from what I understood, this is the one of its first of its kind, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a talent on in Dominica, so this is the first of its kind,
Right.
and being part of something great is very, very iconic. Just
Mm-hmm.
being part of this whole greatness, because who knows, we might get a next Dominican superstar just from this, from this
Mm-hmm.
get together.
Mm-hmm.
you know. Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about it is it's giving our young people opportunities, because so often we hear a lot of complaints that, a lot of what we do is focus on academics, but we're not really
Hmm.
developing our young people in other important ways. We know we have, for example, Shelley and Trilogy, who do the put pen to paper, and we know
Yeah.
Ian Jackson. I have to reach out to Ian Jackson because he's been doing a fantastic job. He just launched this new opportunity where he's literally teaching these music classes how to play an instrument from his home. I just heard him on a program the other day, and so I have his number. I have to reach out to him to get more information, because those are the opportunities we need to be sharing far and wide so that our young people can get that kind of engagement to develop holistically, so that it's not just about academics. And so many of our young people who do not do well academically, then they find themselves struggling because other opportunities are not available to them. So I see how this leads very well into the creative industry, and I think that it is very important work that you're doing. But let's talk a little bit more about the opportunities that you said you recently made with Jamaicans, and I think you said Africans and Bajans, because we have to start thinking about the importance of exporting our talent, the importance of exporting our culture, and especially in the areas that you spoke about, because now we're seeing how the doors to places like the US, the UK, those doors are closing. So now we have to start looking at other opportunities to export our talent so that our people can continue to earn from their talents. So some thoughts on the importance of exporting our talents. So Dana, I'm going to come to you after Jeremiah to get your thoughts on that.
Okay, great. Okay, see, the conversation about exporting talent is a dialogue that we cannot have everything today. It's not a day dialogue. It's not a day conversation. It's a very
Mm-hmm.
extensive conversation because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot to exporting creatives and talent. Do you get me right? So there's a
Yep.
whole structure. There's a whole structure. First of all, right? Before you export something, you have to be sure that there's a market for it where you're sending it to. So literally, you cannot send goods, right? Or you cannot supply where there is no demand. You understand? But the way it is today, there's high demand for creatives. Do you understand? Due to the advent of social media, and not just social media as in TikTok, YouTube, or any other thing. I'm talking about social media, the internet on a whole. This includes iTunes, this includes Spotify, this for artists. This includes online workshops for dancers, you know, different things, even for cosmetics, right? For all kind of creatives. I can't think everything off my head right now. Yeah. So there's a lot we need to talk about um, exporting talent. You need to have the means, you need to have the bridge. You understand? Who are the people? There's something we call artist repertoire, right? Those are A&Rs. These are people who actually plug creatives, let's say an artist, for example, and musician, for example, they plug them to, let's say, record labels, or they plug them to audiences or to new markets. So this is what an A&R does. You understand? So they how would I say, they promote on your behalf, even when you're not there. They constantly promote it anywhere they are in the world. And I notice a lot of creatives here, especially musicians, do not take their arts that serious to start thinking of putting structures like this together. That's why you see, and I understand why, because people think Dominica too small for that, Dominica too this for that. That's what people say in their head. But that's not the point. This is your craft. You understand what I'm saying? The sky is the starting point. Sometimes you don't even need Dominica. I mean, you need Dominica, but you don't really need Dominica to achieve your dreams. You have a dream, just go for it. You
Yeah, and I
understand?
and I want to I want to chime in, Jeremiah. I want to come back to you for you to continue talking about this, because we need to have a whole other program. You're very knowledgeable, and I'm very impressed with the extent of your knowledge. And so I like to recruit people early for other for other programs, so I can see a
Thank you.
conversation between the likes of you, Dr. Chester Wilkins, others, Gordon Henderson, others in the creative industry that are always interested in exporting our culture. So I think this is a very, very important topic that we are venturing into. So I really want to already invite you to join us for another program. Dates to be determined.
No
so
problem.
we can so we can look at this. But continue.
Yeah, I'll be glad to, share my, my little experience and also learn from
Yeah.
legends, like
Yeah, yeah.
Gordon said.
Because think about
Yeah,
it this way. We're seeing the doors to places like Africa now opening to us, right? The potential
yeah.
of Afro beats combining with booyah. And
In
recently
fact,
we hit and
I'm not
the
going to interrupt you.
yeah.
The doors has been open for a long time, but has not been used. Doors to different market have been open, but is now. Um, can you hear me? Let
Mhm.
me see.
Yes, yes, we
Oh,
can
okay,
hear you.
great. Oh, okay, great. So it's now people trying to take on it slowly and slowly and slowly, but the doors have been open long time ago,
Mhm,
right? Because
mhm,
it's okay. I went to a symposium, a summit in Barbados 3 years ago, right? It was about Afri Caribbean trade, right? This summit was about an Afri Caribbean trade. Even the minister was there. Prime Minister Scary was there.
mhm.
The richest man in Africa was there, Aliko Dangote. Um, the Prime Minister of Barbados was there. Other dignitaries across the Caribbean were there. You understand? Because one thing I noticed is that Caribbean leaders, African business serial entrepreneurs are actually interested in collaborating and exporting, trade. I mean, exchanging trade. Sorry, not exporting, exchanging trade. So now, for example, I have Buyo, you have Afrobeat. How do we mix? How do we sell to both audiences and benefit? Do you understand? I have
Mhm.
cocoa and you have pepper or you have yam. How can we exchange the cocoa I have with your yam or something else? You understand what I'm saying? In a way
Yeah,
that it can
and
benefit.
my concern is in Dominica, unfortunately, we always move at a snail's pace. We always move at a snail's pace, and then what ends up happening, the same thing that happened with the marijuana industry. All the other islands forged ahead, and then we're talking about having a symposium when it's the 11th hour, and all the other islands like Barbados have already forged ahead. So we have to jump in
I
and
think
jump in while the opportunities are hot, and we can lead instead of having somebody else lead the way. And now we're trying to catch up. It seems like we're always trying to catch up. And the point I wanted to make when you talked about the opportunities are limitless is when you look like a performer like a beer, right? Who will tell you
yeah.
that her musicians come from around the world because she's using
Yeah.
technology to her advantage. So I think we have a lot to cover with this particular topic. So I'm hoping we can have this conversation. But the time is running very quickly on us, and I want to give Adanah an opportunity to talk about, speaking about exporting. I wanted to tell us a little bit more about her Goldie Glow and how we can support. And then, guys, I also want us to cover how are you remaining motivated with this work? Because you guys are doing so much work, and it's nice to see a husband and wife team. Lambi's nodding, it's true. It's nice to see a husband and wife team doing this work, but I wonder, is it a strain on your marriage? I have to ask the question, because I can only imagine that the amounts that you guys are taking on with this work. And
Is it a strain, Jeremiah? I don't know. I mean,
or
um,
or
Actually,
is it bringing you closer together?
I
think
the
it
thing is
is. I think
we
it is
used to
because we get
I,
to work as a team,
as a team.
and
Hmm.
yeah, and we have this. We share this common vision, and we have very good work ethic.
Hmm.
So and nothing is too challenging for us. And
Good.
then once we get a project to work on, we go head on.
Hmm. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And it's not the
Adena,
first time we are organizing shows and events.
Okay,
Sorry. Oh,
cool,
go
cool.
ahead, sorry.
So good, good. I'm happy to know
Yeah,
it's
Miss
it's
Adina.
it's bringing you guys closer together. Adana, tell us a little bit about your business because as a way of thanking our guests, we always like to give them an opportunity to promote their business. So tell us
Yeah.
about your products.
Okay, so my business, I really started off and registered my business in 2020, 2021.
Hmm.
Right now, we have officially hit the 4-year mark in May. It was May 6th. My
Hmm.
business is genuinely about just natural products, natural ingredients I find in Dominica. So the ginger, the turmeric, the coconut oil, the aloe is all from natural organic products, not things I order online and I try and find a formula and make it. It's from products that I sit on for years trying to working on myself because I like to tell people you learn a lot of things when you hit rock bottom. Nobody likes to hit rock bottom, but when you hit rock bottom, you learn a lot of things. Because I too suffer from hormonal acne. I have cystic acne. I have had a childhood of raging acne. I have been through the phase of insecurity, worrying about my skin, not being confident on my skin, feeling like if I put makeup on my skin, I'm wearing a mask and so on. So I know. So that's why I try to advocate a lot as well, other than just selling my products. I try to advocate for people that have been and is in my shoes right now. People that are not comfortable in their skin, people that have problems with their acne, no matter what products they use, it is not working. And we are seeing a lot of news online right now about many household products we are using, how it's causing cancer, how it have lead, and so on like that. So I like to stress a lot to my Dominican youth that we have options out there for natural skincare. We have the Goldie Glow, myself, we have Jody, she have the natural hair care and natural skincare. Um we have a few, we have Lakisha. She
Hmm.
is the
Lucky
parliament.
Nature Blends.
Yes. Yes, we have nature blends. We have so much more. We have those local doors about the drinking, the juice, the different juice you drink. What you put into your body normally shows up on your skin. So the
Right.
Golden Girl is not just about skincare, it's about the lifestyle, how you
Hmm.
take care of your skin.
So tell us some of your products.
I like that.
So we
And by the way, your skin is beautiful.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that is the best compliment I can get because I worked so hard on my skin. Thank you so much. So, what products we have available right now? We have moisturizer, we have oil, we have cleanser, we have body butters, and we have body scrubs. For the moisturizer is a turmeric infused turmeric and aloe moisturizer. The aloe is great for if you have skin irritation. We have shea butter in it, cocoa butter, which is great for hyperpigmentation, dark marks. It's also great for eczema because a lot of our youth in Dominica especially has eczema there. I did a I did a little social thing about the men's skin issue that we suffer with in Dominica, just as market research before I launched some of my products. And 90%, literally 90% was eczema
So,
breakouts
so let me
in
ask you this.
children.
So let me ask you this in the local Dominica term is eczema lota?
No, eczema
Okay,
and
it's
lota
something
is
else.
different. It's
Okay,
very
okay,
different.
okay,
But some of the symptoms can appear to be the same sometimes on
okay.
different skin tones. So that is why you go to the doctors, you go to dermatologists before you just go and try all kind of skincare on your skin as well.
Right.
And when it comes to the cleanser, right now we have the turmeric and black soap cleanser. This one took a lot because at the end of the day, when it comes to cleansers, the pH has to be at the right pH for it to use, right? So our cleansers, we have the cleansers and we normally advise people with oily or combination skin to use the cleanser. If you have very sensitive skin, use the cleanser maybe once or twice a week because it has black soap in it, which is very strong and concentrated. We have our scrubs, the ginger turmeric scrub. This is our OG, the one before any other products was made was our turmeric scrub, and she's still going strong. We have a lot of feedbacks about it. If you have dark inner thighs, dark knees, dark elbows, dry skin, this is for you.
Excellent. Yes. What do you have a
Yes.
website? Where can we, well, first of all, where can we find your products in Dominica?
So our products are in stores, so you can find it at Jolly's Pharmacy. It's the one opposite Party Shack. And you can find it at Adams Healthcare. We literally just did a drop off today at Adams Healthcare. So they have the oil, they have the moisturizer, they have the scrubs, they have the whip body butters, and they have the oils there as well. We also have in my community, Marigot at Big Shop. They have every single one of the products that we have dropped for the 4 years. They have it. They have down to repellents, which we finally launched last year. So they have
And
all of
I can so tell you're so passionate about this,
this.
Adanah. So you have any socials or a website that I can share with the audience? You know, my mom is probably going to travel to Dominica in a little bit, and I'm going to have her pick up a couple of things just to
Yes.
support your business. You have any socials or website we can share with the audience?
Yes. So they can find me on Facebook, Instagram, or on TikTok at the Goldie Goldy Glow GLOW. The
Okay,
Goldie Glow.
and those are three separate words?
Yes, they are
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Okay. Yes. So hold
Also,
on. The socials, the Goldie Glow. Okay. Excellent. And I'm happy you only have one handle because that makes it so much easier to find you.
yes.
So Mandisa and Jeremiah, when you hear about Adanah talking about her business, how does it make you feel knowing that these are the young entrepreneurs that you're supporting? Oh gosh, I think they froze. Let's see if they'll come back. All right. Do you have any testimonials, Adanah, while we're trying to wait for Mandisa and Jeremiah? The internet was trying to work, but it's been
Yes.
interrupted again. Do
I
you have any
also
testimonials you can share?
Yes, I also wanted to add that our products are available on Jolly's website. So when you go to Jolly's website, you go to Dominica products or natural local products on the site, and you can find my products there as well. So if you're a diaspora, if you're outside of Dominica and you need products, you can order on Jolly's website. They ship everywhere.
Do you
And
by
we
chance
also,
know the website for Jollies? So I
yes,
want to share that.
it's jollies.dm.
Okay. Jollies, Jollys. I'm spelling it out for everyone who's listening on the radio. So www.jollies.dm. Very easy
Yes,
to
that's right.
remember.
And it's
The
very easy to navigate as well.
the Goldie Glow on. So again, guys, if you're listening on the radio and you're not on Facebook or YouTube, it is www.jollies.dm. And her brand again is the Goldie Glow. Very easy to remember. We're trying to see if Mandisa and Jeremiah will reconnect. Their internet has not been very stable. But okay, I think they're coming back. Okay. Let's keep our fingers crossed, guys.
Yes.
They're coming back. All right. I meant this. We are working
Sorry.
through the internet. It's okay. It's okay. We understand. But yes, so the question I asked before the internet interrupted is how do you feel when you hear a young person like Adanah and all the progress she has already made by having her products in so many stores, including Jollies Online? How does that make you feel knowing that these are the type of young people that you're supporting?
No, I get excited. I'm really excited, and I'm so proud of Adina. I'm so proud of her. And I really want to encourage her to continue. You know, I know as entrepreneurs, you have to constantly be raising the bar, constantly be focusing on product development. And I just wanted to know that she have our support and wherever that we can support her. And I'm extremely excited about her products, and I cannot wait to sample it. So, hint, hint, maybe you can use me, Adina, some of my skin ailments because I suffer with eczema on my leg. I have LOTA issues, adult acne. So it sounds like I need to be purchasing some of Adanah's products. I'm not a customer yet, but I will be soon.
Yes, and I'm planning on being a customer as well. You promote your brand very well, Adanah, especially in the way that you showed up this evening. Jeremiah, your thoughts on? I'm sure when the times become tough and frustration sets in, do you think about the work that you're doing on behalf of young people like Adanah to keep you going? Unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Beautiful. I didn't hear the last thing you said. Sorry, the network.
No, I said when frustration sets in and the load becomes too heavy, do you think about folks like Adanah and the important work that you're doing to support her business? And does it motivate you to continue?
Of course. Of course. Having someone like Adanah on board, right? Adanah, Lilisha, we have another board member, Lilisha Angle, we have Kevin Vidal, and we have Jason Lawrence. These people on our committee board. But having someone like Miss Adanah, motivates us, like we even if you want to give up, like why are we giving up when we have people that believe in us, that believe in the joint dream? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like they believe that the youth is our greatest investment. This is what we all believe in. So
Oh no, I think he froze. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Oh Jesus.
Yes, I did have a little difficulty you're hearing on my end.
Oh really? Yes, so he froze. So I guess what we can do in the meantime, Adanah, is talk about your final thoughts because we're getting ready to wind down. Hopefully they can reconnect again for just one more time so they can give their final thoughts. So let's start doing your final thoughts while we wait for them to reconnect.
Okay, so my final thought is that to all the listeners, you have heard us, you have heard about the event, how great the event is going to be. For it to be an even greater event, we'd like your support to come out, you support the youths that's showing the talent, come out to enjoy your time, to have lots of eat, lots of drink. As we say, it's a family-oriented event. So if you feel like you should not bring your daughter, your son, or your young child to an event because you don't know what type of energy or what type of information they will be passing out, it is a family-oriented event. So you come to enjoy, look at our talented youths, and you hopefully other youths out there that would be coming to the event, that this motivates you to come out and do what you want to do as well. All your hidden talent you have, you're singing in the shower, we will want you to bring that out. Come on TikTok, sing a song, something.
Well, let me tell you, my singing in the shower don't qualify. So
neither mine at all. Neither mine at all.
But let me just release some of the important information again. So again, August 22nd, next Saturday, at the factory, 5 p.m. The tickets are children, $25, general admission, $45 at the door, $50. Tickets are available. Hopefully you have a pen and paper by now. Tickets are available at VYVEI Care Center. So again, VYVEI Center in Roseau. And the phone number is 767-225-3176 for additional information. So again, the phone number for additional information, and especially if you want to be a sponsor, because I'm assuming that they could use additional sponsors. So that phone number again, 767-225-3176, 767-225-3176 for more information. The categories are going to be comedy and drama, dance, and music. And again, the tickets are available at VYVEI Care Center in Roseau for next Saturday, August 22nd, family event. We know that by now, is summer school even still going on? Summer school is probably done in Dominica by now. So we know the kids are looking for some place to go to just relax and have some clean family fun next Saturday at 5 p.m. So we wanted to do final thoughts as we wind down. So Mandisa, let me come to you. I think Jeremiah is trying to log in. I think he should just come over to whatever room that you're in, so we can limit the strain on the internet. You're muted. Can you unmute?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Ask Jeremiah to just come over to where you are because it's a
Can
strain
you
on
hear?
the internet.
Yes. 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 So my final thoughts. I just want to encourage the family and friends of these contestants, the supporters, the fans, to really come out and support them. We really want to see a large audience. The young people have been working hard. They're coming to every meeting that we call with them. Our meetings can be more than 2 hours long if we keep them on the call, if we keep them in the meeting. They are excited. They're working hard. They're asking us questions, and they really want to put on a great show on August 22nd. So we really are encouraging people to come and support them. Let young people feel encouraged and supported in this endeavor.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So the one question I wanted to ask, oh, there he is. Yes, Jeremiah. The one question I'm sure is on everybody's mind, and I'm so happy that we have somebody in Dominica who's so passionate about everything Dominican, who's from Africa. So the one question we want to know is, what brought you to Dominica? I think I would be remiss if I didn't ask that question before we signed off this evening. Was it the love of Mandisa that brought you to Dominica?
You caught it.
What brought you to Dominica?
Actually, I came to study medicine. I came to study medicine at the All Saints University.
Yes.
Yeah, and I decided to stay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the magic of Dominica, right?
Kind of.
You will not be the good.
It's like I don't want to tell you what you want to hear, So
Okay.
like it's the truth, but I just don't want to say too much. But yeah, I actually do like Dominica.
Okay. Well, the most important thing is we welcome you as a fellow Dominican. You're adopted Dominican. We welcome you, and we're so
as
happy
a fellow
that
black man.
we're black men, Dominican. We're all together, right?
Yeah, as a
So
fellow black man. Yeah.
yes,
So I
absolutely.
mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what brought me here. And I've been always trying to be a positive impact to the
Good.
community, to the country as a whole, I don't break the law, try to be as law and abiding as possible, try
Right.
to help because I teach too. I teach digital courses, coding, programming, web design, you know. I also teach mathematics, English, physics, chemistry, biology, anything teachable,
At
you
what
know.
at what at what level? High school or college level? What level do you teach?
I teach college, I teach high school. I teach
Good.
college maths, college math. I had a couple college students before, but right now I'm just doing projects, like government project literally. So for example, if the Ministry of Public Works or youth need a tutor in a certain area, they engage me. So that's what I do for now, aside other things. And of course the organization, of course the talent hunt.
Yes,
So we're
yes. Well,
preparing so much for the big day. We're preparing so much for the big day. Just we're wrapping up. I'm going to implore all the public to try to support this initiative. It's something good, literally, because we're trying to help our young people, to reach their goal, to reach their dream, to actually achieve dreams that they themselves think is unachievable in Dominica. You
Hmm.
know,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
and you're certainly a
Thank you so much.
wonderful.
Come on, the numbers and support.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're a wonderful asset to Dominica. So thank you so much for the passion that you have for our beautiful island home.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Yes,
much for
yes,
that.
yes, yes. So,
Hmm.
guys, thank you for being here. It was wonderful having the Dominica Young Entrepreneurs Club, DYEC. They told us all about their Talent Hunt 2026. And again, if you miss any portion of the program, you can always go back and catch the replay on Facebook and YouTube at Q95 FM Radio or Push Past 10 on Facebook. And what I particularly liked about our program this evening is not only did they tell us about all the great work that they're doing for young entrepreneurs in Dominica, but they brought a success story with them in the person of Miss Adanah James. So again, we're very, and Lambi, I know you're on board because I keep seeing all the good signs that you're showing us. So again, we can sit back and talk about all the negative of what is going on in Dominica, or we can focus on supporting the business minding people like the DYEC and think about how can we support them so that they can continue on that path of securing the future of our young people, because that is what we need to be focusing on right now with the opportunities, the doors that are
Hmm.
closing. Where are we going to get additional opportunities for our young people in Dominica? And so if you joined us on the radio, you joined us on Facebook and YouTube, we want to thank you for being here for another episode of Roots Connections on Q with Dr. Simone Mathieu. It is always wonderful to be in your company. And the question we always leave you with is, what role can you play in this mission to advance Dominica? And so, a
Hmm.
simple role you can play if you're in Dominica is simply support this initiative. Simply go to the concert, go to the talent show on next Saturday and support them. We all know that many of our organizations and our clubs are struggling financially. So if you can invest in the work that they're doing by purchasing a ticket, then you are supporting them in a tremendous way. So again, thank you for being here for another episode of Roots Connections. We will be
On the
back
time.
in about 2 weeks. Yes, I mentioned all of that while you were off.
Oh,
5
okay, okay.
p.m.
Sorry, sorry. Okay,
while,
okay.
while,
I'm sorry.
while, while the internet was acting up.
Yeah, the internet is. I don't know if it's the rain, but it's been really messing around this area. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and the good thing about it is people can go back and check the replay, and I will also
Yeah,
post
awesome.
the flyer on my Facebook as well. So I want to thank you all for being here as we continue this journey of creating strategic alliances for the sustainable development of Dominica by harnessing the power of
Dominica.
technology, the power of social media, the power of radio, so that we can all
Yeah.
positively impact Dominica. Lambi, thank you for being on the
Hmm.
console, showing Norris. Mr. G, thank you for the opportunity to be here to help to shed a light on the visionaries among us who are not sitting by the sideline talking about what we ought to do to develop Dominica, but they're walking the path. They're on the front line of the work that we need to do. So, with that, we want to say thank you for being here. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of the week. Jeremiah, you know, to get in touch with me, please send me all your promotional materials that you would like to share, and I will be more than happy to promote it for you. So you can unmute your mic and say good evening. I think I saw my mom early on, Medina Senhouse. Nice to see you, and everybody who chimed in on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, guys. We'll be in touch.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Have a blessed
You're
night.
Bye.
welcome.
Thanks
Adina
for
will be
having
in
us.
touch as well.
Okay,
All
great.
right. Take care. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Roots Connections on Q, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. every other Wednesday on Q95, the big station. Dominicans journeyed beyond our shores